Hello world, this is John Pinto, your roving realtor, bon vivant, video blogger, podcaster, here with Matt Tryon, nutritionist, in our video blog series, What the Gut. No, you heard that right. What the Gut, G-U-T. You know, it's not something that we might say in Brooklyn. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about diets. Does one size fit all? And I know when you look at TV, they say this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good, and it's a very general thing. So can you enlighten us on how microbiome is customized to the fauna and flora and microbiome of every individual?
Well, one of the landmark studies that came out a couple of years ago was performed at Harvard University and the King's College in London. And what they did is they took over 1,000 people and they did this study where they gave them these meals and they looked at their glucose response, or how the response to these particular meals were. And what they found essentially were that the factors that gauge our response to food in general, you would think would be genetics. And it turns out genetics doesn't really have much of an impact on how we respond to food. In fact, what makes the biggest impact on how we respond to a food or a diet or anything is really our microbiome. And that's because we're about as varied in our microbiome as we are in our genes. So when we have a specific microbiome that's tailored to who we are, we're going to respond differently to certain foods. So what you respond to might be different than how I respond to it. But in general, you're going to respond to those types of foods the same way. And I'm going to respond to those types of foods the same way, although they will be different. So that's one of the things that we've identified, is that really a customized diet is really the optimal way to move forward with how we eat. Now, there's a number of diets out there, like the paleo diet, the Atkins diet, and the Mediterranean diet, which is one of the most researched diets out there. But they all have a different impact on our microbiome, and we all respond to those differently. So the short answer is that what we know is our microbiome is what impacts our response to a specific diet, not our genes, not anything else.
So it's a personal chemistry.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So can you make certain generalizations, like fiber is good in all cases? Are there certain things that are good for most people, certain things that are bad for most people?
Nutrition's one of those things that people want to be black and white, like physics or chemistry. And nutrition is one of those things that's kind of it's a gray area. It's a whole lot of gray. If there is one thing that I could say that really doesn't do the body good, it would be sugar. We know that for a fact. There's many studies that show that too much sugar, and even that is based on how much we're actually consuming on a daily basis, is really one of the things that are one of the worst things that we can actually eat or consume in high amounts. Fiber is another thing that I think works for people, but there are only certain kinds of fiber that are the most useful. For example, things like inulin, things like soluble fiber in general are really useful for the bacteria because they can use it to generate short-chain fatty acids that are used in other parts of the body, like to help with communication with the immune system and generating the molecules that are useful for the body itself.
Good. Well, we're going to drill down on some generalities in our next episode, which will be, why do so many people have gut issues? When you're watching the Super Bowl or soap operas or network TV at night, if you look at the commercials, you think, the people on this planet are really screwed up. So we're going to talk a little bit about that on our next episode. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.